how to read charts, analyze candlesticks, and how to read price action. That's my topic for today. I hope I succeed and join with my other device, but it looks very hard. It looks very hard. People are, no one will be creating space, but I will use my phone if I fail with my other device. Okay. Now, today, like the focus is, I want once again to invite you to a 500 packed Zoom session happening at 4:30 p.m. I'll be sharing my 3 years story. One of the amazing things that I remember very well, I got started in cryptocurrency and in online business. Then I went to a restaurant. I went to a restaurant to have lunch. And in this restaurant, I met one of my tutors who taught me in the medical school. And he said, "Wow, happy to see you, Julius. But you are very stupid. You were a brilliant guy. You went into these things of online. Your mother paid a lot of hard money to take you to school, but you have become a nuisance. You have become a nuisance. You were very bright. You ran away from a profession that pays very crazy. Today, the lecturer is still teaching on the school, moving by foot, staying in an average lifestyle. Today, Julius, I'm not where I want to be, but we are not on the same level status. So don't miss so much for that for today, friends. At 4:30 p.m., back to the lesson. I was buying time so that someone who doesn't want the Zoom moves away like he has done. Thank you so much. So that I join with my other device. Okay. Let me continue. I thought I would win, but people are not sleeping. I suggest the link. I suggest the link is good. No, the link is the same. You keep it. The link is the same. The link has never changed. Let me share my screen. Okay, so I have failed to join with my other device. So I have nothing to do, just to keep trying, but let's move in here. Okay, now what you see on my screen, these are is my screen visible? See, I wanted to join the other side, but hey, it is not easy. Is my screen visible? Let me know. Let me know. Is it visible? Give me one in the chat. I wanted, but I know one person will leave. I'm praying very hard someone gets poor network. I pray we get poor network so that I can be able to survive. I pray someone gets poor network. This coin is going to be delisted. It doesn't have good data. So let me go to a better coin. You know, when a coin is going to be listed by an exchange, it usually has very poor data. Okay. All right. So our topic is a very simple topic. Is how to read charts, how to read charts, how to read candles, and how to read price action. Now, this is a chart. Friends, this is a chart. What you see is what we call a chart. We are still at introduction stages. We haven't gone very specific. This is the chart. What you see on my screen is called a chart. This is a chart. Now, you cannot be able to interpret this chart if you are not good at understanding candlesticks. You know, this is a chart, and this chart is made up of a couple of candlesticks. So you cannot be able to read this chart if you cannot interpret what we call a candlestick. Now that's why I come back here. Thank you for leaving. Good, I'm in now. People are pressing the button as if they were sent away. Some of you, why do you stay on? Someone leaves before I tap enter. Some people are just sleeping on the button. Okay, let me continue. Now I'm going to okay. So now I just want to set up this, and I'll start with a green candle, just the color. Okay. Just a minute. Now you see the challenge is that good. It was not easy to join here. Thank you. Thank you, those of you who have left. I was struggling with my good, good. God bless you so much, those of you who have left. It was not easy. Just a minute, free people, just a minute. The phone is not easy to use to teach. I was struggling. Thank you, thank you. More people, please, you can get poor network. It is always good sometimes. It's a blessing in disguise. So now, let me share my screen very sharp. More people are leaving. Poor network. Good, 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 good. Okay. I'm going to sort this today. By tomorrow, I'll get this to 500 back. My new year experience must be very different. I cannot leave you, start my new year with this sort of work. Okay, just getting this uploaded and we move. All right, so what I'm trying to talk about, friends, that you cannot read a chart if you cannot interpret what makes up a chart. Okay, so you cannot be able to read. I don't know if I'm making sense. You cannot be able to read a chart if you cannot interpret a candlestick. And that's where I want to base my training for today. Okay. So sorry for the delay, but I'll be getting into that very soon. Okay. So let's get one chart here. If you can see my chart now, a one in the chart. If my chart is clear now, give me one in the chat so that I can comfortably also continue. Okay, good, thank you. Sorry for the delay, but I'm gonna just move into my topic and be very specific. Now, it is important, friend, before you say, I want to learn how to read, I want to put in indicators, I want to understand how indicators work, I want to learn how indicators are being put. The first step as a trader who wants to be a professional trader is the power and the ability to read a chart. And if you cannot be able to read this chart that you see in my screen, then you can't trade. Let's take an example. Let's take an example. Okay. Okay, now what you see on my screen is just a rectangle. And okay, it's a rectangle. Let me make it like this. Okay. And I want to change the color to a green rectangle. Okay, now this is a rectangle, friends. And this rectangle, let us say it is a green candle. Okay, I want to be very specific. Let us say it is a green what? A green candle. Let me make it by the way green. Let me make it green. Okay. So why is my background not changing? What's up? Is it me with the problem? Okay, so this is the green candle, like you see it here. Now, this green candle, friends, it just has some few things that I want us to understand that they are key. Now, what are these few things that I want us to understand? This green candle, like Coach Mopiwa taught you the other time, I'm just emphasizing. Okay, I'll use the red color. When this green candle is forming, this green candle you see, it has where this body starts, this one is what we call the open. And where this body ends is what we call the close. And this part in the middle is what we call the body. Pay attention because this is where the business is. Now, as we see the green candle, we can also have a red candle here, like this. This to be the red candle. And now, like I've used the red there, let me use green here. The red candle will open. This will be the open. And this will be the close. This will be the body. Now, if this coin opens at $10 and it closes at $9, at this side, if this is the green candle, if this candle here opens at opens at let me say $9 and it closes at $10. It means where this borderline closes, it will be at $10. This is what we call the open, the close. But at the same time, this $10 will be the high if there is no wick on it. At the same time, this $10 will be the high. At the same time, this $9 will be the low. At the same time, this $9 will be the low. So we shall say that this coin has what we call the O, which is the open. It will open at $10. It has the H, which is the close. It will close at $10. It has the low, which is the lowest point at $9. And it has the close. No. I'm using red perspective. Let me use green perspective. Let me come to this candle. This one, sorry. So the candle will open at $9. Then the high will be $10. The open is 9, the high is 10. Then the low is $9. The low is $9. Am I okay? What's the challenge with my mind now? Let's start again. The open is $9. This is the open. Okay. All right. The highest is $10. All right. Okay. Then the lowest point is $9. Okay. The lowest point is $9. And the close of this one is $10. So these things are key. Because before we look at this candle, for example, this coin here, VTH, we look at the open. If it is green, it means the candle is green. We look at the high, we look at the low, and we look at the close of the candle. And what we are reading is what we call price action. What we are reading is what we call price action. Price action is just the behavior of the market with its prices. Give me a 2 in the chat if I'm clear. Hold on, I'm alone now. You see, sometimes you can be here, jingolingi, 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 when you are jingolinging alone. Give me 1 in the chat if I'm clear. Give me a 0 if you don't understand. So price action. Price action. When someone talks about price action, they are talking about how the market is behaving. And if you cannot interpret the candles, you cannot trade. You cannot trade. So you must be able to read the body language of the candles. Now, the other important stuff. I will not go back to using a rectangle because I might spend a lot of time. When this candle forms a wick here, it forms a wick here. And we say this is the open. The big question is, how did this candle form? The formula is simple. It means the candle started from here as the open, from this price as the open. Then it moved up. The buyers were very happy. Let me start like this. Because it could be 2 ways interpretation. I need to be very clear. It could be 2 ways interpretation. One, if we have a wick here, the market might have opened from here. Then it moved up like this. And when it moved up like this, these were buyers. They were buying. And when they bought, the sellers saw opportunity and they sold this up to here. And when they sold up to here, the buyers came in and bought. So this had turned from being a green candle, now it became a red candle. Now, when it was a red candle, the buyers came in and they bought again, and they bought again. And because they bought, this that was a red candle, now it started to become green. Now this pressure, this one, is why it formed a wick. That could be one interpretation. The second interpretation is that, but I've given the two at once. The second interpretation, let me see, this is a red candle. Because if you cannot be able to interpret, you can't trade. This is a red candle. And this is the open, and this is the close. But now you find it has a wick. This wick, this is called a wick. What could have happened with this candle is what you need to first ask yourself. Why is it that this candle that opened from here has a wick? It could have opened from here like this as a green candle. Opened as it had started like this. It is a red candle now, but with a wick. There could be two scenarios that could have happened. It could have opened like a green candle. Then the market moved up like this. Like this. Then when it moved up like this, the sellers said, hey, we want to short the market. You know, there are two things that happen. We call one, we said it's shorting. Shorting means that I see this market is going up. Then I say, me, I want it to come down here. So it means I'm shorting the market. So if these guys were shorting the market, all they are selling, they saw an opportunity to sell. So they sold. Then it came back here to the open. Then it continued to be a red candle. That's why this week is here. Now, simple interpretation for everybody on the call. Simple interpretation for everybody on the call. Simple interpretation for everybody on the call. Let me give a simple interpretation. When you see wicks at the bottom like this, just to know it is the rejection of the market to the downside. When you see wicks like this, wicks at the bottom, simple interpretation. When you see a lot of wicks, just understand that the market is being rejected to go down, going down. When you see wicks at the top, like you see wicks here, continuous wicks, the market is trying to be rejected from going up to coming down. Give me one in the chat if that is clear. When you see a lot of wicks on candles when the market is going up, just understand that these are fighting to see that the market comes down. When you see wicks forming on candles below, just understand the market is fighting to make sure that instead of this market continuing going down, it should go up. Now, that's where the interpretation of all the classes you studied come from. Why is this one not bringing my thing here? Just a minute. There's something that I am not understanding. Okay, it has come. Okay. Now, this is what I'm saying. Let me return my start signs here. This is what I'm saying. Let me fix this so that you would see what I'm trying to talk about now. Now, this is where the interpretation of all the classes you studied come from. For example, you started about what we call tweezer tops and tweezer bottom. Now, what is a tweezer top? What is a tweezer bottom? Two candles. No, two candles. The first one is the red candle. It forms like this. Then it has a wick. Then the second one forms, and it is a green candle. And it has a wick below. This is what we call a tweezer bottom. Because it has two wicks below. What does this mean? Because these 2 weeks are below, it is showing market rejection from the downside to go up. Give me one in the chat if you have understood that. Because of this, now you went ahead and you started. It means the market, the reason why the red candle is the first candle, it means that all the previous candles have been red. All the candles have been red. These ones, the market has been coming down. But now here, the market forms a red candle with a wick, followed by a green candle with a wick. It is market rejection to the downside so that the market is planning to move up. Hello, are we following? Are we following? Give me a 2 in the chat or write for me, I'm following. Now, I want to simplify these things for you so that you don't get headache. You are looking at the chart and you see that the market has been going up. The market has been forming continuous green candles, ta, ta, and ta, and you are happy. But here, you see, no matter whether it is a green candle, here, you see a green candle, but with a wick at the top. Don't get into too much interpretation. This wick here is interpreting to you that we are getting market rejection to the upside. And the market very soon is planning to come down. Am I making it easy or I'm making it hard? I'm simplifying candlesticks. I'm simplifying the reading of candlesticks. You see, people have a lot of philosophy. Me, I don't want to use a lot of philosophy. I want to simplify because you need to read market rejection. That's why I say it is candlestick reading. Just understand the market is being rejected. Do not overinterpret. It doesn't matter whether this candle is green, this candle is red. By the way, even if it is a red candle here. Now, candle interpretation depends on which direction the market was going. Even if this is a red candle here, and you see it has a wick like this, do not start asking yourself, they told us, this candle is what? I don't remember. Where is this wick? This is the wick is representing what we call a rejection. You are seeing the market is moving up. And as you see the market is moving up, then you see a green candle. You see a green candle, huh? But with a wick on top. Then after immediately, you see a red candle. Another red candle here with a wick at the top. This is what we call a tweezer top, my friend. This tweezer top is saying market is being rejected from going up to coming. Give me a 3 in the chart. Now, there are these other candles you learned. These other candles you learned. You learned these other candles. This is a red candle. The market was moving up. And then you get a green candle like this, like this, like this. Now, this is what we call the bullish engulfing. The bullish engulfing. It means that this has engulfed this one. So it means the market is now changing direction. But the simple thing is, friends, read the wicks on the candles. Read the wicks on the candles. Now let's get practical and see if what we are talking about is realistic, okay? Let's get practical and see what we are talking about is realistic. Okay, let's see if what we are talking about is realistic, realistic. Okay, let's go. Mhm, mhm. Can you see this? Answers in the chat. This is market rejection to the what? This is market rejection to the what? Some answers in the chat. This is market rejection. Why? Now, you see someone can copy a wrong answer. Let me tell you in class. Someone can copy a wrong answer because the first person has typed a wrong answer. Have you realized that in a school? Someone who can comfortably copy a wrong answer because the first person has typed a wrong answer and the person is very happy. And the person is very happy. This world has no balance. And the person is, so it is a rejection to the downside, not to the top. You see, the market has been going down. And when you see this, it is a rejection to the downside. Okay, but I also want to remind you, when we are trading, we trade using what we call a confluence. When we are trading, we trade using what we call a confluence. I'm not very good at writing English. Confluence. Confluence. Now, what is a confluence? A confluence, friends, is when we are going to use price action, yes, the price of the market against the candlestick, yes, plus the chart, yes, which we are learning to read, but plus indicators. So do not become too much excited because this was also a market rejection to the what? Some answers in the chat. This was also a market rejection to the what? Because we see wicks at the bottom. Some answers in the chat. This was also a market rejection to the what? To the downside. The market was rejecting to the downside. So because Julia said that is the market rejection to the downside, you enter. Hardly had you entered and you were chopped seriously with a good floating loss. This is also somehow a good market rejection to the downside. This is also a rejection of the market to the upside. So you must be trading with a confluence. The word is called a confluence. You must have other tools that help you to interpret this market. So do not get excited. Yes, 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 yes. They told us when you see the weak see, yeah. Let me enter, let me enter, let me enter, let me enter. So immediately it closes there. So where did it go highest? Then you get into the chart. Where did it go highest? So I'm going to make money. I'm going to make money. Where did it go to the upside? Upside. They told us support hand resistance. I'm going to kill money. Money is salivating. Then you draw horizontal line. Horizontal line. Actually, yeah. I know in the future I might get out, but again, actions to rejection to the downside, I'll enter from here and I take profit. My friend, you must use a confluence. You must use a confluence. Do not get excited. You must use a confluence as someone with a professional trader. Do not just enter the market. Okay, but it is important. Now, all these other tools that we talk about, for example, can we see here? Can we see here? There is something like this. It is red with a small wick. Can we see it here? Give me a yes in the chat if you can see it here. Because I know some of you have learned morning stars, you have learned dojis. It's here. And it has a wick, a very long wick. But at the same time, in the same place, can we see this? But still, the coin is still going up. That's why now indicators come into play to keep you in the game. Like, you know how to use the Fibonacci, but now this one has over delivered. Maybe you know how to use the moving averages. That's the 21, this is the 25, this is a crossover. Now, imagine you don't know how to trade with the confluence. You get out from here. Those of you who have been in the business, what is expected? What is expected? Those of you who have been in the business for some time, there is a crossover here. What is expected? Those of you who have been in the business for some time, there is a crossover here. The 21 moving average has crossed the 55 moving average. There's a crossover here. What is expected on this coin? Some answers in the chat. Now, you know how to read the candles. You say, this one, the coin is planning to go that uptrend. So that's why I'm saying when we are trading, we must be trading with a confluence. That's why in our coming classes, friends, we are going to be focusing. We are going to be focusing on learning all this, add it up together, so that we can trade like a what? Like a casino. We want to increase our probability of making more money versus the market going against us. And that's why we have these tools in play. Are we following? Okay. Now, the topic is not indicators because I'm going to come there. Okay. The topic is not indicators. The topic is price action and candlestick interpretation. Now, I want you to understand there are different shapes and sizes, like I've been trying to explain, like the previous lead explained, that no matter if this is a doji, okay, I know I'm going to teach you how we use dojis to trade, but if this is a doji, for example, this is a doji. All these are dojis. One, okay, this one, I think this one I would make it better. Okay, which type of doji is number one? Which type of doji is number one? Which type of a doji is number one? Some answers in the chat. That was our 2 weeks class. Which type of a doji is number one? Which type of a doji is number one? That is a golden one. A golden cross. No, this was, I think, the previous answer. Which type of a doji is number one? Thank you, Leader Doris. Correct. Yes, it's the dragonfly. Which type of a doji is number two? Which type of a doji is number two? Which type of a doji is number two? A gravestone doji. Okay, beautiful. Now, friends, I need to be clear to you. Although these are doji, the most important thing is that this one represents what? The dragonfly doji represents what? The dragonfly doji represents what? What does this represent? And what does this represent? You can say gravestone represents this. Dragonfly represents this. That I could understand. Okay. Okay, the dragonfly represents not bullish, but it represents market reversal. It represents market reversal. That's the most important. It represents market reversal to the upside. It represents market reversal. When we talk about a gravestone, it represents market reversal to the upside. Sorry, to the downside. But what I want to share with you, it depends where the doji is formed. Give me one in the chat if my message is clear. It's like a pin bar. It's like a pin bar. I know you have learned pin bars, right? Pin bars or hammers. There could be either green hammer or a red hammer. either this or this. It depends where is this formed. If the market has been going up like this, then you see a pin bar like here. Don't start speaking hallelujah. Am I making sense? Give me a 2 in the chat. The market has been going up like this. So it depends. It depends, my friend. I don't know. Am I becoming clear? I don't know. I don't want to teach for long because I'm going to do the next class myself. So it depends. Look at the trend. The market is not your friend. The market is not your friend, but the market trend is your friend. That's why in the next scenario, I want to focus so much on market trends. You need to see the market trend and say this coin is on the downside. That's why me, when I'm trading, I'm not like other people. Me, I want to look for coins that are on a downward trend. For example, this coin is here. Can we see lever? Let me put it in the 4-hour time frame. Can we see this lever? Can we see this lever here? This is in 4 hours. The coin has dropped by 30%. Now me, I want such coins that have dropped. I wait for signs of market reversal. What does this show on this current candle? What is happening here? What is happening here, friends? What does this show? It has not yet ended, so I don't need to fumble. What does this show? Some answers in the chat. What does this show? What does this show? Some answers in the chat. It has not yet happened, but it shows that the buyers are refusing, the market is being rejected. When I go to a lower time frame, because tomorrow I'm going to talk about time frame. When I go to a lower time frame, like here, maybe let me go 15 minutes. Can you see? Can you see what's happening here? This is not the right time to trade this coin unless you add a confluence. Unless I add a confluence. I add in indicators to come and show me whether this is a right trade or a wrong trade. For example, I put in my Fibonacci. It's not, I don't know if I'm making sense to someone. When I put in my Fibonacci and my other tools, it shows that the coin is still going down. Let me remove this one. Can you see what is happening here? I'm going to teach you all this. This crossover here. What is it interpreting? What is this interpreting? You were excited that you looked for a coin that is going down. But when you trade with a confluence, what is this interpreting here? Some answers in the chat for those of you who have been in business for some time. Maweje says death close. Yes, it's a death close. It is interpreting that the coin is still continuing going. You see, there are people who always go on Royal Q and they brag. Me, I pick the most negative. You can pick a coin that is just starting going down and you go down with it. How many people have experienced that? You pick a coin that is most negative, it gets negative, 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 more than the negative, negative, negativity. And you negative, when you negative and it negative, negatives you. Because yes, the coin has the most negative percentage, but the coin is just starting each to the downside. That's why you need to pick in a professional manner. So you need to be able to interpret these candles, friends. But the most important thing also, look at this candle, CTK. Maybe other indicators could be speaking something different. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I want you to understand my topic for today, because tomorrow, candlestick reading. Let me remove my indicators. Candlestick reading. Friends, I have a question. I have a question here, because that's where my focus is. What is this? What is that? What is that? Some answers in the chat. What is that? Market rejection to the what? Market rejection to the what? The market rejection to the up. I don't know why. Is it English? The market is being rejected. This shows that the market is being rejected from going up to coming down. But do you know that at the same time, this area is an area where the market is going to be supported? So that's why I'm saying, even when you are good at reading candles, you must trade with a confluence. You must have other tools you apply on the chart to help you interpret the market. I don't know if I'm clear. So all these stuff, you have learned a bullish engulfing candlestick, you have learned a tweezer bottom, a tweezer top, you have learned a hammer, you have learned a shooting star. It is important for you to be able to ask yourself, where is this being formed? But it's also key for you to know those. For example, I want to show you something. Let me tap here on this chart. Okay. Can we all see a dragonfly doji in here? There is a dragonfly I want to show you. Can you all see this? What is this? Can we see this dragonfly here? Give me a two in the chat if you can see it. This dragonfly. As a trader, you would say that this market is being rejected to the downside, and you would be excited to draw your support and your resistance lines of entry and exit. But do you see that after this green candle, the market was still rejected at the same time? Give me a yes in the chat. After this green candle, do you see that the market was rejected at the same time and it went down? Give me a 2 in the chat, or yes in the chat if you can see that. So that's why I'm saying, thank you. It is good. It is perfect. It is perfect, friend, to be able to interpret the market. But you should not trade without a confluence. But you need also to be able to interpret. For example, the power of candle interpretation is very key because, for example, here, what is this frame? Which type of a candlestick is this one? Which type of a candle chart pattern is this one? These two here. These two here. This is what we call a what? Some answers in the chat. Some answers in the chat. Some answers in the chat. Thank you. It is a bullish engulfing candlestick chart pattern. It's a bullish engulfing candlestick chart pattern. Which type of a candlestick is this one? Which type of a candlestick is this one? Which type of a candlestick is this one? Candlestick chart pattern is this one? Now, this is a bearish engulfing candlestick chart pattern. Which type of candlestick chart pattern is this one? Which type of a candlestick chart pattern is this one? Which type of a candlestick chart pattern is this one? Thank you. This is a tweezer top. Now, friends, All these are key and important. But at the same time, you need to be able not to use only candlestick reading for your charts. You need to have confluence or be able to trade with other patterns. Now, in simple lesson for today, when you see wick or candles, for example, let's look in for the most powerful coin, the coin that is it's going up most now in the market. Omni. So let's put it in the 4-hour time frame. It's not the one that is pumping. But I have a question, friends. What do you interpret here before you put in any chart? What do you see here? What does this interpret? What does this interpret down here? Some answers in the chat very fast. What does this come when you just see, when you just get into the chart? What do you see here? What comes into your mind before you put in here the any indicator? What comes into your mind? Thank you so much. Market rejection to the downside. And you can see perfectly that this coin was going down. This coin was going down. You say, aha, there is market rejection to the downside. Then you say, bingo, where are my indicators? Come to play. MACD. This is a lagging indicator. Come on, RSI. Wow. Then you say, hey, come on, my moving averages. Okay, now this one says different in the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to talk about time frame tomorrow. Then you say, this is in the 30 minutes. Okay, so there is a crossover in the 30 minutes time frame. So the crossover is about to happen in the 30 minutes time frame. How about in the 15? Okay, in the 15, the crossover is already there. So there is business here. Okay, so let me go back to my 4-hour time frame where the crossover is not happening. It's just time frame. It's not a big deal. I'm going to discuss time frame tomorrow. Then you say, I need to add in another indicator to help me, depending on how you know how to use indicators. Okay, for example, let me press in the auto fib retracement. Okay, then the auto fib retracement is here. So you must be able to, am I making sense? Me, I'm not going to read any charts for today now. Am I making sense? So tomorrow I'm going to handle time frame and how it impacts your decision when it comes to trading. There is a coin here called Swindy. Okay, now before you trade this, the 4-hour time frame, friends. Okay, let me get my indicators off. Before you trade, this is the 4-hour time frame. Before you add the indicators in the chart, What do you see? What is your interpretation? What is your interpretation? What is here? Which chart pattern is this? 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 Because some of you fear to trade coins that are going up, giving so many reasons. But which chart pattern is this? I know I have not yet taught how to trade chart patterns, and it's my responsibility. Please, leader, take us more on trading view tutorial. What do you mean? I don't understand your question. I take you more on trading view tutorial. How to use the trading view tutorial? The Zoom is recorded already. I'm now moving forward. It's hard for me to go back. It's hard for me to go back to all those classes because the classes are being recorded. I don't go behind now. You need to go back on Zoom and check out. Now, this is the bullish engulfing candlestick chart pattern. What comes into your mind when you see a bullish candle chart pattern? What comes into your mind? What comes into your mind? Uptrend. Uptrend. Very important. Before you start talking about anything, then you open the second thread. Now, this thread is good, but what is happening right now? What is happening right now? What is happening right now? Some answers in the chat. What is happening right now? We have talked about wicks. This shows that there is some rejection, market rejection. That's why you need to use a confluence to trade. Am I making these things harder or they are becoming easier? Am I making them harder or a little bit easier? I want to know. We are not yet ready to pick up any trade. We're just trying to learn so that tomorrow now I will now change my lesson from candlestick, because now I know you can see this is price action, the behavior of the market against the candles. You can now read the chart. You can get into this chart and just look at it like this and say, this market has been rejected from the upside to the downside. This market is being rejected. Can we all see wicks here? How do you interpret this, friends? How do you interpret this? This here, this. What do you interpret here? Can we all see this continuous wick on the top of this candle? And what comes into your mind? What comes into your mind? When you see these continuous wicks on the candles, what comes into your mind? Some answers in the chat. What comes into your mind? Before you become excited, we are going to make money, we are going to become rich. What comes in your mind? When you see these continuous wicks happening down here, what comes into your mind? Some answers in the chat. You see continuous wicks to the below. What comes into your mind? Market is being rejected. Buyers are refusing the market to come down. And that is how a good trader must be able to interpret the chart before even you press in your indicators. So that's why me, I can come here, look at this coin, and I say, is there a business or no business? Then I open this one, I say, okay. Then I open this one, I say, this one is good. Then I open this one, I say, this one is good. Then I open this one, I say, this one is too good. Then I open another one and I say, okay, this one is good. Then I open another one and I say, this one is not good enough. Are you understanding me? People who ask me, how do you choose the coin? I just open a coin before I even put in my indicator. This one, not so good. This one is good. This one is good. Am I making sense? This one is good. Am I making sense? This one is too good, too good, too good. Am I making, I don't know if you guys do understand it. I open a thread, I look at the chart, before even I bring in my indicators, and I say, I will trade this one or I will not trade this one. Am I making sense? And this one has a lot of rejections. And this one is good. Am I making sense? By just looking at the chart, this one is not good enough. Am I making sense? Now, someone is asking, how do you know that? Could someone type for me an answer in the chat? How do I know that this trade is good, this one is not? Can someone type for me an answer in the chat? Can someone type for me an answer in the chat? When you open the chat, those who have been typing absolutely yes. How can you know? Because someone seems has not been following. Thank you. By looking at the chart patterns, by looking at the trend, by you doing candle interpretation, Kaye, stop writing in my screen. By looking at the wicks, looking at rejections, as simple as that. This one called the Kaye. Stop writing in my screen. Stop writing in my screen. As simple as that. Even if I go in for these most negative coins, before I even press in my trade and say I'll trade this coin, huh? This one is still struggling. I will not trade. Ah. Continue in your journey. Continue with your journey. Continue. Continue. Okay. This one is a little bit better. This one is good. This one is good. This one is still struggling. There's a lot of indecision here, but it's a good trade. Candlestick interpretation. As simple as that. This one is still going over up to where? But this was massive. Guys, this was massive. The rejection here. Yeah. It was hard to deal with, but we shall. Then the seller said you are joking. That was a good trade, but yeah. The sellers were not joking there. They were very happy. I hope that coin stole the cassava of some people, or it stole their plants. They were very tough on that coin. But I hope I've made sense to you today. I think I've made sense to you. Unless there are some questions. But that marks the end of my lesson for today. See you. The coin story of fish. This man keeps on talking about fish, but he never buys me any. Every time he comes on Zoom, he talks about fish, but he never buys me any fish. Now, why do you talk about things you are not affording? Every time he comes, he fish, but he doesn't buy me even a tail. This man. This coin is good. Onji. Every time he comes here, fish. He doesn't buy me even a tail, but every time, fish. Okay, someone has a question here. I saw Leader Doris Great. You said you were struggling with your trading view. How? Would you share? Make a cause. I heard you say you are struggling with your trading view. What are you struggling with? Could you share?
Thank you, my leader. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's difficult for me to use the indicators. I understand the candles perfectly well, but the indicators is somehow I am trying, but it's not getting into my head.
But I haven't talked about indicators.
Yes, I know a lot.
No, I haven't talked about indicators. I haven't discussed
not today, not today, for other meetings.
Then you
I am
just
only
need
I'm only
to.
pleading if you can make a meeting for us again about the trading view again. It's not for today. Maybe you make another one meeting again, just one small, please.
What do you mean?
Like the tutorial of trading view again, please.
How? I don't understand. About what?
Like the Fibonacci, the Fib
But
the
what you are
Fib.
talking about, me, I haven't handled. This is a class for new people, and I'm on my lesson around 9 or 10. I haven't reached there. So you are bringing indicators. Me, I haven't talked about indicators.
No, I know you've not talked about it today. I'm
Yes,
only
but in
talking.
my coming classes, those are things I will talk about.
Okay,
So why
thank
are you
you.
worried about what I haven't discussed?
Thank you, my leader. Thank you.
All right.
I wait for it then. Thank you.
Yeah. In the near future. Me, I haven't
Okay.
discussed indicators. We
Thank
still
you, my
have a
leader.
very long journey to reach indicators. I just gave an overview of indicators. I just gave an overview of indicators, but I haven't discussed indicators yet.
Thank you.
On my ladder this week, focus is put on a coin called GME. It's one of the coins. I also have another coin I'm monitoring closely. I hope it might enter my ladder, but GME is one of the coins I've talked about. If you can check on my YouTube channel, I taught how you could buy. It has so many zeros, and I talked about dog. I talked about dog. Someone says, I would like to know more about candles. Me, I'm done. Me, I'm not repeating candles again. I wanted to show you open, close, and the rest of the details were given by Coach Mopiwa. He went into details. Just go to the YouTube channel and check the first lessons. They are there talking about candlesticks. I'm not going to go into me. I wanted to show you open, close of a green candle, open, close of a red candle, what it means with a wick. I don't want to go to complicate anything. As long as you can understand market rejection, you can understand this red candle means this is the open, this is the close, you are good to go. Or you can go back to the YouTube channel and rewatch those lessons again because it is too much. I can't finish it here. It was done by Coach Mopiwa. See you guys in the next call that is starting at 10 a.m. I want to end now so that I can travel, then come back for that class, and then see you again at 4:30 p.m. East Africa Standard Time. God bless you. Bye-bye.